Hello, boxing fans around the world. Thanks for joining me once again here on Talk and Fight for another episode of Boxing News Today. Normally, I'd give you a quick little roundup of the fights that happened the previous few days, but they were well covered, quite frankly, from previews to reviews, including Knockout of the Week and, of course, Scorecard featuring Cedric Ben. As always, well commented on and viewed by hundreds, if not thousands, of people around the world. In this particular instance, I'm going to start off the episode with a controversial fight that we didn't really expect or see coming out of Cleveland. Controversy reigned in Cleveland as Montana Love was disqualified after Steve Spark was lifted over the ropes in a clinch in the 6th round. Now, that might be okay with UFC fans or wrestling fans, but it was not okay with the referee. So Spark picked up the WBA Intercontinental Super Lightweight title in the process. Now, I could go on to describe the fight, but that was, if you will, the most amazing scene, well, in a long time that I've ever seen in boxing. Steve is from Australia. He said, thank you to Cleveland for the hospitality. My job is to fight, and this has changed my life. I'm devastated how it ended. I got the early knockdown. I was fighting with my whole heart. It was growing to a great fight, but we didn't want it to end this way. So Montana Love said he was using dirty roughhouse tactics all night, and I pushed him off me. I didn't lift him up or throw him out of the ring. We wanted to tire him out and catch him later on. And that's where it was going. I want to do it again. He can't outbox me or outfight me. Let's do it again. To that end, Eddie Hearn, as we all know from Matchroom, said, it was a bad decision. Montana was rough, but he didn't intentionally throw him out of the ring. And Steve got back into the ring and wanted to keep fighting. Referees have a tough job, but that was a poor decision and one made too quickly. It was turning into a great fight. The commission will review it. I'd love to do it again. Wow. So there you go. Let's have a quick look here. Elsewhere on that card, Richardson Hitchens picked up his first pro title fight. Pro title in his first fight with Matchroom. And Eddie Hearn, as he picked up the IBF North American Super Lightweight title against Yomar Alamo. Another action on that night. Raymond Ford lived up his nickname with savage knockout win over Sakara Lucas to defend his WBA Continental Americas featherweight title. Thomas Matisse recorded the biggest win of his career to date, outpointing unbeaten Puerto Rican Christian Tapia. And also we saw, which kicked off the DAZN broadcast, by the way, Beatriz Vieira made a great start to life in the pro game, beating fellow Brazilian Tainá Cardosa over their 4 3-minute rounds. He was a former amateur star. Ferreira made the perfect start with a knockout in the opening round and repeated with a trick in the 3rd round en route to taking the victory 40-34 on all 3 cards. And the 29-year-old was surely returned quickly to his feet on December 3rd in Glendale, Arizona. Let's have a quick look here. Interesting. Montana Love's older brother, Raynell Williams, put Raizi Mignon Ford down in the 1st round on his way to a comfortable points win over 6 as his return to action continued, getting the nod 60-53 on all 3 cards, moving to 14-1. Well, good for him. Khalil Coe kicked off the action by registering his 4th win in the paid ranks. Coe floored Bradley Olmeda in the 5th round, a look for stoppage, but Olmeda gamely survived to hear the final bell, where Coe swept the cards 60-53 to move his record on to 4-0-1. Good stuff. Let's now move on over to England, Manchester in particular, where we were seeing a Canadian fighter, Marie-Eve Dicaire, take on Natasha Jonas, a fight that was won by the latter. Jonas claimed her 3rd world championship in the super welterweight division, along with the Ring Magazine title, to undoubtedly stake her claim to being the best woman in the world at 154 pounds and one of the best pound-for-pound women in the planet, and with her victory over the care at an electric AO Arena, as I said, taking place in Manchester. Both women came into this fight as world champions and both showed world championship spirit in their performances, with Jonas taking victory by unanimous decision over 10 hard-fought rounds. Jonas landed big shots from the first round and had her opponent hurt at multiple points across the fight, but the care fired back and didn't stop coming forward all fight, giving the unified champion a lot to deal with. Good stuff. Really was good stuff. Okay, let's see. On the undercard, we had Dalton Smith, who defeated Casey Benjamin, a fight we were looking forward to. A unanimous decision there for Dalton Smith. See, I don't see his record coming up here. Nope. Fraser Clark, who we talked about on Friday Night Panel, defeated Kamil Solkowski on points, 60-54. Don't see his record either. Odd. Tyler Denny defeated Bradley Rhea. English middleweight champion Tyler Denny successfully retained his championship in a fight many predicted he'd steal the show, and delivered to that excitement. Denny oozed confidence across the fight, firing off shots at will and managing the range of the fight expertly, despite Bradley Rhea's size advantage. Vidal Riley defeated Ross McGuigan with a technical knockout in round number 3 of 2 minutes and 27 seconds of that round. Another impressive knockout victory for the talented and popular cruiserweight Vidal Riley to maintain his undefeated professional record. Riley walked down and stopped a taller, awkward opponent in Ross McGuigan, says the writers over at boxing247.com. Elsewhere on that card, we see that Jordan Ellison defeated Dylan Chima. Dylan Ellison showed himself to be far better, as record suggests, and stood up to Chima's aggressive style and fast footwork. The fight could have easily been scored either way, but only that lays a path for potential rematch over more rounds in the future. And we also saw Clark Smith defeat Dale Aerosmith on points, 40-36. Jack Kilcannon defeated Mershak Mwankenmwa. Sorry about that, Mishak. Anyway, it was a points decision, 58-56, and a very good win, apparently, by Kilcannon. This was let's see, it doesn't say what weight class these guys are fighting at, so I will move on quickly. No, it doesn't say the weight class. All right, quickly now, on to an upcoming fight. We see that Julio Cesar Martinez is going to face Samuel Carmona in Glendale. We mentioned Glendale, Arizona earlier, and here comes a fight. Martinez will defend his WBC World Flyweight title against Samuel Carmona at the Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona on December 3rd, to be shown live on DAZN. The co-main event bout as Juan Estrada and Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez meet in a trilogy clash for the WBC and Ring Magazine Super Flyweight titles. Let's see if we have any other action. Oh, yes. Diego Pacheco faces a big step up in his fourth fight of 2022 as he defends his WBC USNBC Super Middleweight title against the unbeaten Timur Kirafov. And let's have a quick look here. After a successful debut in Cleveland, Ohio last November, former Brazilian amateur star Beatriz Ferreira will fight for the second time as a pro. Ferreira, put fellow Brazilian Tayana Cardosa down in the first and third rounds with body shots winning 40-34 on all three cards in the first female fight in Ohio to be boxed over 3-minute rounds. Did that. Sorry about this, chops. Okay. I thought there'd be more mention of that, but then he wasn't. The world's greatest boxing promoter stable of champions just got bigger as Hall of Famer Don King signed WBC Silver Cruiserweight champion Noel Mikian to a promotional contract. The fantastic WBC Silver Cruiserweight champion believes that there's no one out there he can't beat, said King, who also promotes the current WBC Cruiserweight World Champion Ilunga Makuba. Both of these two super great WBC Super Cruiserweight champs feel they're the world's best. My mission has always been to give the people what they want and pit the best against the best. What a super sensational attraction that would be if these two fighters were to eventually meet. Good for Don King. Good to hear he's still in the news. Let's talk now finally about Tyson Fury and why we need to stop giving Tyson Fury a hard time. Reads this particular headline on boxing247.com. I encourage you to go there. In a nutshell, a lot of people are whining and complaining about Tyson Fury taking on Derek Chisora in what will be a trilogy fight, and the odds are close, oddly, and this is what this story is about. And this is why all those who are critical of Fury are wrong. Regarding Anthony Joshua, we have to remember that Fury has said that he was retiring following the Dillian Whyte fight, yet he interested boxing fans when he said that he would fight Anthony Joshua. Throughout a series of social media posts and official announcements, we discovered that Joshua was offered a very sweet deal for a fight that many fans didn't actually think that he deserved. Joshua was once the champion, but has now lost 3 fights in total, including 2 against Alexander Usyk. The fight, as many thought, fell through, but not because of Fury. The consensus is that Joshua is worried about his career will be all but over should he lose to Fury. Regarding a potential Usyk fight, the perfect matchup for Fury right now is surely Alexander Usyk, who is unbeaten like Fury and currently holds the WBA, Super, IBF, WBO, IBO, and the Ring heavyweight titles. This would give Fury a chance to also put his WBC belt on the line and attempt to unify the division. Whilst there is no doubt that Fury would take the fight, it was Usyk's camp that said he wouldn't be fighting for at least 6 months. A lot of fight fans suggest that Fury should wait until that fight, but why should he remain inactive simply because of what the fans want? So, in their final concluding paragraph, Chisora makes sense. It is entirely possible, of course, that Fury steamrolls Chisora, but we cannot guarantee the steel and fortitude that Chisora has. After all, for those who are saying Fury needs to fight Joshua, that is a man who's beaten twice by Usyk, having gone the distance. Chisora also went a full 12 rounds with Usyk and lost by a decision. Not bad for someone who'd been written off. Ultimately, there's sure to be a little bit of charity on Fury's part here to give a fellow boxer with whom he has fought twice a nice payday towards the end of his career. Fury is active, unafraid, and a great of our lifetime. He deserves to be treated better. And there you have it, fight fans. All the news fit for today. Thank you for joining me here on Talk and Fight. Appreciate it. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and join me as I watch Knuckle Up with Mike Orr and Cedric Ben later on at 4 p.m. Eastern Time here on Talk and Fight. Thank you.